Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahusha, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahusha Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching the truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled The Law and Common Sense. Akim. It's okay to have a refrigerator filled with food, a pantry filled with items and supplies, or a deep freezer filled with food. A person is going off when they believe that deliverance comes from having these items. Now, a spiritual mindset will believe that this is a blessing from the Most High and that deliverance only comes from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. There is no need for a brother to sit in his house needing food, needing water, and saying that the Most High will provide when that same brother has an opportunity to go to a local store and get what he needs. The Most High is providing in real time. The key to being balanced is being spiritually aware. We are keeping the laws, statutes, and the commandments to the best of our abilities. And with that being said, we must apply common sense within the law. Lord will, you are edified. Matthew 12:1. At that time, Yahushua went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were an hungered and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. Yahushua was being spiritual. Although it was the Sabbath day, he was hungry, and his men were hungry, so they ate. Okay? He applied common sense within the law. Verse 2, but when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day. Now the Pharisees were being over righteous. Verse 3, but he said unto them, Have ye not read what David did when he was an hungered, and they that were with him, how he entered into the house of the Most High, and did eat the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priest. Yahushua utilized King David for a case example. And within this case example, King David applied wisdom. He was hungry. His men were hungry, and they ate of the showbread, which was only for the priest. Now, if you can receive this in the spirit, when King David and his men did eat of the showbread, this was symbolic, saying that all 12 tribes, referring to the men, would be priests and eat of the holy things of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Verse 5, or have ye not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? Let's get this account. First Maccabees 2:31. Now when it was told the king's servants, and the king at this time was Antiochus Epiphanes, and the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were gone down into the secret places in the wilderness. They pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. Verse 33, and they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandments of the king, and ye shall live. But they said, we will not come forth, our people, Jews, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day. Now keep this in mind. So then they gave them the battle with all speed. Howbeit they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid, but said, let us die all in our innocency. Had us like a heaven and earth will testify for us that ye put us to death wrongfully. Salakia. Verse 38. So they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath day, and they slew them with their wives and children and their cattle to the number of 1,000 people. So 1,000 people died. Why? Because they refused to fight on the Sabbath day. And the Edomites knew this. Okay. Verse 39. Now when Mattathias, who was a priest, and his friends understood hereof, they mourned for them right sore. And one of them said to another, if we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth. Right. Because they would continue to provoke them to fight on the Sabbath. Verse 41, at that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him. Neither will we die all as our brethren that were murdered in the secret places. So at this time frame, Mattathias, as well as the men that made this agreement, they had a spiritual perspective. They were applying common sense within the law. Case in point, 1 Maccabees 2:41. At that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him. Neither will we die all as our brethren that were murdered in the secret places. This is the account Yahushua was referring to in Matthew 12:5. Okay. And like I said, we keep the law, statutes, and the commandments to the best of our abilities. Okay, in the kingdom of heaven, we will have spiritual bodies. We will be perfect. And therefore, we can keep the laws, statutes, and the commandments perfectly. But this time frame, we are in captivity, and we must apply common sense within the law. Lord will, you're edified. Shalom.